We're going to break down dangle pose now. Now there's a few different variations you may have seen, and we've brought over a lot of variations that we've had in our vinyasa practice. I do like to teach dangle pose quite differently to most other people I've seen, and it's because I like to break down the reason why we're actually doing it. So we're really focusing on getting from our heels all the way up through to our sit bones. And so because what we're working with is realistically our hamstring in this one, particularly our biceps femoris, and also our semi-mem, semi-ten, but we're mainly going to get into our biceps femoris. So for us to bend our knee, so to flex our knee, we're trying to bring the heel up to the bum. So that means your attachment point goes from your sit bone down into your tibia. So if we're bending our knee, we're actually bringing the insertion and the origin closer together. So when I see dangle with those knees bent, you're missing out on that opportunity of actually getting into the target area here. And we do it because a lot of people have issues with their back. And so putting all that weight into your lower lumbar is quite painful. The way to make that better is you take some of the pressure out of the lower lumbar by then bending the knees, and that just enables the pelvis to change its position. So the way I use props in this means that you can be in this position in whatever position and still get a lot of benefit in your biceps femoris and keeping those legs straight. And so what we're doing here is we're going to bring a couple of blocks underneath the bolster. And so the idea here is we're going to support, so bone stack, our torso, hands underneath our shoulders, and keep those legs straight. Now, if your legs are locked out for 5 minutes, no big deal. You're probably going to go stand out in front of your studio or your home in a few moments, or in your kitchen, and lock out one of your legs and talk to your mate for about 45 minutes to an hour. So your body can take it. Don't worry. It's the way you're made. Now, if you're going to play netball or something like that, or gymnastics, and you're going to jump and have a lot of dynamic load on that knee, then that's going to be an issue. But holding your leg locked out for a few minutes compared to what you do in your day-to-day life when you're locked out, standing, talking to somebody in line or in front of the yoga studio, etc., is really insignificant compared to that. So hands down underneath the shoulders, supporting yourself like this, knees are straight, and head's just dropping down. And what we're trying to do here is keep more of a neutral spine, so you're allowing your sit bones to turn up. And as you do, you actually take that origin point away from the insertion point down here anyway. So keeping the lower back a little bit more flat, keeping a neutral spine, is going to keep that sensation out of your spine. So I generally would say that you're looking for about 80 to 90% sensation in the back of the leg, and about 20%, 10%, 5% in the lower lumbar. That's about it. But what you'll notice is over time of you holding this, so again, you're using a little bit of energy up here, that's fine. Yin is not just, being comatose in a puddle on the ground. It's about relaxing the target area. So this is going to be our target area. And over time, minutes, you'll notice that your body just starts to open up. I always start up that high, and I eventually end up with my hands in the ground over the course of 4 to 5 minutes. And so you come into this position next, still with most of the sensation in the lower lumbar. It's probably a bit early for me to jump into this variation, but eventually you'll start to come into this position from here, and you'll still be able to keep that neutral spine. Completely dropping forward like this, like I said, you're going to put a lot of sensation in the lower back, and the way you try and come out of that is by bending the knees. But you're losing that because you're bringing the insertion and the origin close together when you're bending the knees. So better to keep your back flat, keep the sensation out of your back, and then straighten those legs. Now, not everybody will be able to do that, so then their variation is going to be up against the wall. So exact same thing, legs straight, up against the wall. And you want to still try and get that feeling like you're in that little neutral spine, so lordosis in the lower back. So for those people, they just keep taking their their bum away from the wall to still keep that neutral spine. So they're not compressing and rounding in your lower back, so you're not pushing your lower back into the ground. You've got that neutral spine still, feet up against the wall. And this will be their variation. And then over time, they'll be able to come into that other dangle pose that they're into. You're targeting your biceps femoris mainly in this one. You might get into your semi-membranosus, semi-tendinosus, which is more of your kidney, but I'd say more likely this is going to be the biceps femoris, which is your bladder pathway. A little bit sensation coming over the back is also going to be your bladder, coming into your thoracolumbar fascia, and then maybe into your rectus spinae. But ideally, 5-10%, you're really not feeling that much in the back. That's going to be your dangle pose.